Now, the one thing that you're going to get on Android devices that you will not get on iOS devices are widgets. This is a widget here. This is a clock widget. If you click on it, you can set an alarm. You have a YouTube widget here, which displays YouTube videos that you're subscribed to, or if you're not subscribed to anything, the top YouTube videos at that time, and you can just flick through them. This is a book widget over here. If you have any books on the device, you can just scroll through them and go straight to the book without having to go into any app. This is a bookmark widget. This allows me to jump to any of my bookmarks from just here, just from this widget. I don't have to go into a browser or anything like that. So I'm going to have to give a point to Android for widgets because they're very useful. You can put them on your desktop here, and it makes it easier to jump directly to what you want to jump to at a particular time. Likewise, over here you have your apps, but you also have apps on the Android device too. So the widgets are more like programs running on a desktop, which take a couple of steps out. I mean, for instance, I don't have to go over here to my web browser and then go up to my bookmarks here and then go into my bookmarks and pull up a website. Okay? I'm pulling up Engadget right here, but I can do the same thing from my widget over here. Just scroll down to Engadget and right there. Okay? So it's a much easier way to navigate to things. So just because of the fact that Android has widgets, I'm going to have to give it a point over here. The next thing are notifications. Notifications on Android come in your lower right-hand corner here, and they're waiting for you down here. You can attend to them at any time that you want. In iOS, you get in the center of the screen, you get your notifications right there. And it's pretty much widely felt, even through people who love the iPad and Apple, that the notification system needs an upgrade. So for notifications, I'm going to give a point to Android. Okay, one other thing I'm going to note here, but I'm not going to award points for, is the back button on Android. The back button to me is invaluable. I find if I get into a program, I can just hit that and it'll take me one step back, which I don't necessarily have on the Apple iPad. But that's a personal preference of mine, so I am not going to award points for that. It's just something worth noting. The next thing I'm going to cover is voice controls. Now, on the iPad, you can download a lot of different apps that are going to enable you to do voice. For instance, there's Dragon over here, Dragon Dictation. Okay? I'm going to choose English up here, and I'm going to accept this big EULA here, and whatever, whatnot, whatever, I don't care, I just want to get in here. Okay. Now this is a dictation where you can send it to an email. So I can just speak in here whatever I want, and it's going to record it, and it's going to turn my voice to text. So let's do this. This is a video comparison of the Apple iPad 2 versus the Motorola XOOM Android 3.0 tablet. Period. Let's see how it turned out. This is a video comparison of the Apple iPad 2 versus the Motorola XOOM Android 3.0 tablet. Even spelled Zoom with the X. A lot of things spell Zoom with a Z, which is very interesting. So it's a great app. It's very accurate, and Dragon has been in the business of voice to text for quite a long time. Okay? That's something that is great on this device, but it's not unique to this device, and the reason I show it to you here, let's see, let's get rid of this, delete the whole thing, and get out of here. Okay. The reason I show you that is because I want you to know that you can do voice on the iPad. The only difference is that it's way more integrated in an Android device. because again, it's one of Google's projects that they do. They're very into the voice search, voice to text. It's in their phones, so it's very integrated into the operating system here. And even right here on your main home screen, you have a little mic over there, and it's a search mic, but you can also give it voice commands. So I'm just going to, in this scenario, I'm going to look something up. All right, so let me hit the mic button up here and speak to the device and have it look something up for me. What tablet should I buy? Okay, brings up a Google search for what tablet should I buy, and brings up a lot of web pages for that. Brings up the Apple iPad 2 and Motorola XOOM there. So for this reason, I mean, both devices you can get voice commands on, but it's so much more integrated into Android in and of itself that I'm going to have to give another point over here to the XOOM. Now the Apple iPad 2, you can get it in a 3G configuration. Like I said, this is just a Wi-Fi version, but you can get it in a 3G configuration. The Motorola XOOM, you can get in a 4G configuration. Now right now it only comes in 3G, okay? But within the next month or two, you're going to be able to send the device back and get it converted to 4G. Or you're actually going to be able to buy it in the store brand new that way. Now the reason I mention this is because the iPad 2 will never have 4G. The iPad 3 might have it, but the iPad 2 won't have it. The Motorola XOOM will have it. So that's why I'm mentioning it here. You're going to get better data connectivity speeds. But because not everybody uses their device with cellular wireless, I'm not going to award any points here. It's just something that's worth noting. Now the next thing we're going to cover here is the ability for the machine to actually be a laptop replacement. Now there's been a lot of talk, especially out of Apple, of the post-PC world. And the Apple iPad is something they're pushing in that direction. The thing is that, like I mentioned before, the iPad needs to be plugged into a PC for you to even use it. So it's not really a standalone device. I mean, you can have it activated at an Apple store, but that's just one of the stores where you can buy it in. There's many other stores you can buy it in and they do not activate it. You actually have to plug it into a computer to get it started, as you saw in my previous video. On the other side, you have the XOOM, where you never really have to attach it to a computer. Well, the only thing you need is a Google account, a Gmail account, which you can actually sign up for when you're starting the device up. Likewise, you need an iTunes account over here, but like I said, you have to connect it to a computer to get that started. The other thing I need to mention is Flash. Now, there's a lot of debate of Flash, whether people like Flash or not. The fact of the matter is that a lot of the internet has Flash on it, okay? So to get the full internet, you're going to need Flash, okay? The Motorola XOOM is getting Flash next Friday, March 18th, 2011. If you're watching this after that, then the Motorola XOOM already has Flash. So as a laptop replacement, both of these devices are lower powered. So you're not going to be able to get your full experience out of either one of these devices compared to a laptop. But of the two devices, if you're going to replace a laptop or a netbook, the Motorola XOOM and Android Honeycomb 3.0 is more capable of that, only because, like I said, you get the full internet with it, and I don't even have to own a PC to own this. If I didn't have a computer in my house, I could buy this device and set it up and use it as my PC. The same cannot be said for the iPad 2. So for that reason, we're going to have to give the Motorola XOOM another point.